Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to our online teaching academy, Kalaiva. Happy to see you again, children. Now we are going to learn the topic in subject science, our body. Okay, the topic our body is very familiar, even though in which category we are going to learn about the topic our body. No, our body a living machine. Why the question asking about living machine? Which means we have a computer, laptop, many appliances and devices with us. No, all those are also doing work. So that things are called as a non-living machines. So by the way, even we are also doing work. No, so that is why our human body is also called as a living machine. Do you know that the human body too is a machine? So how the laptop, computer and the appliances like refrigerator, then mixer grinder, all these are working like a machine. No, all those are machines, so it is working like a machine. But we are not a machine. No, also we called as a living machine, since we are also doing work. No, so yes, it is a living machine, so we called as a living machine. So human bodies will called by what machine? No, we call by living machine. Why it is a living machine? It can see, hear, smell and taste, feel. So all these things I can see, I can recognize the things by looking at, I can hear the sound, then we can feel the smell, taste, everything. No, so this is doing only by the living machine. So it can also move. So living things, okay, living being, as a human being we can move, grow, breathe and reproduce. So all these processes will be taken only by the living machine of human body. So that is why the human body, human being called as a living machine. How our human body is made up of, that we are going to learn now. So why our human body is called as a living machine? Since they can move, grow, reproduce, breathing, they can see, hear, smell, sound. So by doing all this work, we can call the human body as a living machine. How the human body is made up of? So first, the human body is made with a cell. Then cells are of different kind. In the different, which are very similar, that similar cells together, it will form a tissue. So human body is made up of with a cell. The cells are different. No, so in different kinds of cells which are looking similar, that group together, that will form a tissues. Tissues joined together, it will produce a organ. Then organ means organ like brain, heart, lungs, digestive system, all this work. Digestive system means stomach, intestines, all these organs are produced by the tissues. So all these organ to group together and it will produce a organ system. So then the organisms of human beings are living as a human being. So this is how our human body is made up of. Our human body is made by the cell. So as I explained you, now we are going to learn through the content. The human body is made up of cells. Okay, so this is the example of cells. Cells are of different kind, the same kind joined together. So which are different from the different part which are looking similar, that similar cells joined together, that will make a tissue. So cells will form a tissue. Then in the tissues group together, the tissues joined together, it will make a organ. So the tissues which are grouping together, it will produce a organ. Cell will produce a tissue will produce a organ. So many organ together, we have organ system in our body. No, all the organ system as a team, it group themselves and work together. So that is called as the organ system. Okay, how our organ system is made up of? No, a group of organ together working, that is called as a organ system. How our human body is made up of? At the beginning, human body is made up of with the cells. Okay, now we are going to learn about first external organ. We have an internal organ and external organs. External organ, right from first standard onwards, we are learning about sense organs. What are the 5 sense organs? Eyes, nose, ears, tongue and our skins. All these 5 are called as the sense organs. Even we can represent as a external organs. Okay, these organs are working by the control of the brain. See, these sense organs are connected to the brain. So actually these 5 sense organs are useful for us to recognize the things, to recognize the things which are present around us. So how it is doing place? No, it is connected with the brain with the help of nerves. Okay, so eye nerves are connected with the brain, then ears connected with the brain, then taste, the tongue nerves are connected with the brain. These are all the 5 sense organs are connected with the brain through the nerves. So through the nerves only it has been connected. So with the help of the nerves, what is the work it's taking place? No, inside our through the sense organs, it's sending messages, and it sends the message to the brain, and brain gives the instruction that will receive through the nerves. So sending the message, receiving the message, these messages taking place through the connection taking place between the sense organ and the brain. So sense organs are connected with the brain through the nerves. These sense organs send messages to the brain. So the brain makes us to understand. When it sends a message, when my eyes looking at the pen, so that message will pass to the brain. Then brain will give an instruction. This is the pen. Whether I can hold in my hand. So this message will send by the brain to my hand. So it will receive a message. Through sending a message, for receiving a message, so the nerves are helping. So it helps to understand the pictures, sounds, smell, taste and feelings. Through the eye we can see. Through the ear we can hear a sound. Through the nose we can smell. Through the tongue we can taste the food. By touching it, whether it is soft or rough, hard, smooth. So by touching it we can feel. So all these is working through connected with the brain through the nerves. So our sense organs are connected with the brain through the nerves. With the help of it, we can send a message and receive the messages. Through that we can see, hear, feel, taste and everything we can do with the help of our sense organs. So external organ of sense organs help us to looking around us things know. So now we are going to learn about the same organ system. The sense organ help us to know our surrounding. The organ system inside our body carry out different functions. So which means, as I explained you, we are having an internal organ and external organs. External organs are sense organs which help us to recognize our surroundings, isn't it? The internal organs, the organ like brain, heart, lungs, all these type of organs together and doing function internally inside our body. These organ also doing its function. So that we are going to learn one by one. In that first organ system we are going to learn about is a respiratory system. Respiration is taking place, means breathing. How we are breathing, how are we breathing? No, we are breathing through our lungs. Okay, now I am going to explain that. Respiratory system, to do this function, the part of lungs, the organ of lungs are helping us for our breathing. So not only the lungs, the air has to go to another parts. How this respiratory system is made up of? No, the air will enter through the nose. So nose is one of the part, and it passes through the windpipe. Air enters to the nose, then it passes through the windpipe, then it enters to the lungs. So when air goes inside, the lungs will get expand. When it exhale out, it get contraction. We are doing the exercise in yoga, no? Inhale, exhale. So through that, when the fresh air goes, enters through the nose and passes through the windpipe and enters into the lungs. This is how the breathing process is taking place by the organ of lungs. Okay, for this process is called respiratory system. The process of breathing is taking place by the organ of lungs. So this process can represent by the system of respiratory systems. So when this air goes, even the pure oxygen is enters, no, the pure gas which enters into the lungs is called oxygen. We are inhaling and exhaling. When we inhale the gas, that name of a gas is oxygen, and it is in pure form. Fresh air, we can say it is a pure form. When we do exhale, so we are releasing out another gas, no, it is carbon dioxide. So in oxygen and carbon dioxide, through the breathing we are taking air, no, in the air it contains the pure gas of oxygen. When we exhale out, it becomes impure. So that impure gas is carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide, when we exhale out, it is in the form of impure. So this is how the breathing process is taking place. So through this breathing, through the respiratory system, what is the important work is taking place? No, it purifies our blood. So the breathing process, the respiratory system is purifies our blood. I explain you one more time. So the air enters to the nose and passing through the windpipe and enters the lungs. So while this process taking place, the pure air of oxygen goes in and impure air of carbon dioxide comes out, breathing out. Okay, so while this process taking, what is happening? No, it purifies our blood. Let me read as a content. The respiratory system consists of nose, windpipe and then lungs. As I explained you, nose, windpipe and lungs. So through the nose, air goes to our lungs through the windpipe. Okay, so through the inhaling, while we are doing inhaling, first the air goes through the nostril, nose. Okay, then there are tiny hairs present in the nose. So what is the work it doing? No, when dust goes, it make it to come out through the way itself. So tiny particles of air particles which present inside the nose, it makes the dust to comes out. So after then the fresh air goes into the windpipe. Then that air we breathe in, it has the oxygen. So we are breathing in oxygen, breathing in oxygen. The lungs takes in oxygen and that fresh air supplies to the other part of the body. So now the fresh air it is not kept in one place only in the lungs. The fresh air is supplying, the oxygen is necessary to all the parts. That pure oxygen, fresh air is supplied by the lungs. That oxygen burns up the food we eat and give us energy. So through the lungs we are getting energy, indirectly we are getting energy because the oxygen we are eating a food, no, that food particles are burned by the oxygen. So through that, after burning, it gives us energy. The air we breathe in is pure. That pure is oxygen, whereas air we breathe out is impure. So breathe in air is pure, breathe out air is impure. So pure air name is called oxygen, impure air gas name is called carbon dioxide. So through this breathing process, the important aspect is taking place in our body by the respiratory system is it purifies. Breathing helps to purify our blood. This is how the respiratory system is functioning in all the human bodies. Next, we are going to see the system of digestive system. Digestive system is very, very necessary and important for us. Okay, when we smell the food, when we smell the food, we will get we can start feel that watering in our tongue. So that is the first beginning process of digestion. So when our digestion is being very normal means through smelling and feel like watering in the tongue, that is the beginning process of digestion. Then we can say our digestion process is being normal. So for this digestive process, what are the parts are included and consisted of? No. So here most important, mouth. And when we eat, it's after swallowing it goes into the food pipe. Then later it goes, okay, after the mouth it goes to food pipe, then enters into the stomach. Do you know the food which we are eating, it will be in the stomach till 4 hours. After 4 hours only it will pass into the next level of small intestine. Here the small intestine. In the small intestine, what are the necessary nutrition to body needed, like calcium, phosphorus, all the minerals, then nutrition like vitamins, protein, carbohydrates, fats, all this will be taken in the small intestine. Then it will pass into by the blood to the other parts of the body. Then with the particles which are not digested in the small intestine, it passes into the large intestine. Then after the large, it gets entered to large intestine, it eliminated out through the part of anus. This is how the digestive system is processing in our human body. Okay, so these are the parts is consisted of digestive system. I'll read. Digestive system. Digestion is the process of changing of food. Okay, as I told you, when we feel watering the tongue, that is the beginning process. No, then what is the next step? No, what is the work it is doing? No. It is changing the food into simple form so that it can be used by the body. So first watering, second is changing the food into. So while we eat a food completely, we will not chew with the teeth, isn't it? So some food particle will be swallowed without chewing it. So that particle is made into simpler form by the digestion process. Then the food that we chew mixes with saliva. Okay, in general, the saliva is segregating in our mouth. No, so the food particles get wet, then become soft. Then when we swallow without feel any pain or hardness in the food pipe, it goes entering into the stomach. So for that, this saliva is helping us and become soft. So saliva makes the food soft. Then the food then goes into the stomach. So first through the mouth, it passes into the food pipe. So in the mouth, the liquid, so the saliva is segregating. No, that saliva makes the food soft. After becoming soft, when we swallow, after we swallow the food without feel any pain, it goes to the food pipe, then entering into the stomach. Then what is happening? In the stomach, the food mixes with some digestive juices. Okay, I told you it will be there in our stomach for us. No, so digestive juice will be segregating in the stomach. So make that juice makes the food particles completely into smaller form. So that food goes into the small intestine. Later, after it passes in the stomach, from the stomach it passes into the small intestine. Here the food further digested. So stomach also doing the digestive process. So the particles which are not digested in the stomach, that passes into the largest intestine, small intestine. In there, furtherly again digestion process will be taking place in the small intestine. Then taken by the blood to the other parts of the body. So what are the things have been digested? No, that remaining part will be supplied to the other part of the body, the undigested food. So after digestion, the remaining, how after cooking the remaining wastages will be there? No, that will be thrown off. Likewise, the waste materials will be there after digested, that is undigested particles. That undigested particles goes into the large intestine. Okay, for entering the mouth, mouth to food pipe, then stomach, stomach to the small intestine. After small intestine, the remaining undigested particles are passed to the through the large intestine. From the large intestine, all the remaining unwanted material which are present in our body, it eliminated out, thrown out to the other last part of our body is anus. By this way, the digestion process is taking place. I hope you all have understood very clearly about how the respiratory system is taking place and how about the digestive system. We'll meet you on next video, children. Thank you. To receive our online lessons, please press the subscribe button and you will receive the latest updates.